Alright, so we have a solo Jedi, pretty much a cookie cutter build. Let's do the expertise first. This is for like solo PvE. Full Jedi path, full heal potency, Saber Flurry, 8% damage reduction, light side path, completely maxed out. I got strength and agility for my 4 base points. And I skipped over the third row. And I got glancing blow, sweep damage, strike damage, full saber block, and you can get shockwave if you want. But if you want to do the dead pet combo and get that the extra stats from dragging around a dead pet, if you want to eat the 25% damage reduction, it's completely up to you. Now, let's look at the gear real quick. Guardian set, 5-piece. I have the Duelist set for whenever I run Kazash. And, you know, I was lazy. You should actually be wearing, if you're wearing the robe, get the cybernetic legs for the extra 300 health. But I run Luck Precision Strength. If you get an Ubi's Armor Bandolier, you can apply the armor upgrade kit to that. And if you have the credits, get a Mandalorian helmet, because that has a built-in rebreather. One less thing to clutter up your inventory. Because the Shatterpoint Cloak will just override your armor to give you just 6,500 across the board. And in the 5 pieces I do have, I put that into the heat bonus with the armor upgrade kit. And full kinetic in my entertainer buff right now, that's why I got 10,250. But in the attributes, look precision strength on all 5 pieces. Your expertise gives you all the tankiness that you're going to need. So the rest of your gear, you focus on damage. Like in your lightsaber and your shirt, have critical chance increase, strike damage, and lightsaber damage. And we'll run to a couple different spots and we'll kind of show off what this build can do. And some techniques to keep you tanking in perpetuity. And buffs, again, just all the regular stuff. Get your entertainer buff. Have your 5-piece. Make sure you're in your stance. Have your belt and your cloak. Medical buffs. And meditation. When I'm solo, I prefer the crit and strength buff. And I run that with some Breath of Heaven. However, when I go into a group, like I literally just run Kazash Insignia, but it's also useful for Avatar. And if you know how to herd mobs, it's also great for Imperial Hoth. So when you're solo, I do the crit meditation buff with Breath of Heaven. Now when I'm in a group, I switch it to the strike through buff, Vision of the Present, the purple one, with, what's that food called? Flame Out. Because that with the officer buff gives you a pretty decent chunk of strike through and strike through value to make it worthwhile. But when I'm running solo, just crit and strength. So get your Moosty Injector, Elder buff, tax. Exceptional Milking doesn't do anything but another ability on the bar. I still prefer the Gacklebat for precision and strength on the Jedi. Precision, get another 0.4 crit, and the strike through, and then strength for hit chance and hit damage. Go ahead and apply our food. Now, since we're doing Rancors, our secondary food, we're going to go ahead and do poison absorption. And lightsaber damage pups. And I always keep a rifle on my bar to do some pulling. And I like putting rifle crit chance on that one. And I generally run a heat saber, and I have an acid rifle for the very rare chance that I can proc that. And for this video, we're going to hold off on our Synapse and Biofocus Crystal. And we won't even pop the Aurelian Crystal. Let's take a look at the skill mods real quick. Oh, 47% crit. Oh, but that's because I have the rifle out. Let's switch to the lightsaber. Let's see what my crit drops down to. There we go. Yeah, 33.09. And I'll put all that stuff in the description. The gear and expertise and all that stuff. But with this build, I mean, you can, once you get all your gear and you get a decent lightsaber, I mean, you can tank 3 to 4 crates in perpetuity, and if you really juice out all your buffs, I mean, you could do 5 or 6 easily. But I don't recommend tanking any more than 4 crates at a time, and I'll show you why. Let's go ahead and pull a few. And am I going to be able to get this one before these guys start running back to their original spawn? Oh. Oh, we're going for it. There. Yeah, they all ran away. Alright. Let's try that again. Let's get a little further in. So yeah, we want to pull at least 4. Because they're going to surround you. You can't group them up like other mobs. They will literally form a circle around you, which makes grouping them up for, like, if you wanted to do this on a commando, pretty much can't do it. You can't get them all within the range of your auto attack and your burn down, your armor shredder. But let's pull this ancient, because there is one specific tack you got to take. With grands and ancients and the bigger of the giant crate dragons. Alright, so now we got them. Pop your reflect first. And go after the smaller crates first. That way you can still hit your AoE, because on the ancients and the grands, you can't hit that AoE. And when you have to pop your heal, that's when you pop your saber block. So just go in with the reflect, and once you have to hit your big heal, that's when you pop saber block to kind of stagger them out a little bit. But you see how they're forming a circle around you? There's, like, you can tank 5 or 6, even 7 at a time. Only problem is that you're not going to be hitting them, except with, like, 4 shockwave. Oh, and we had a couple de-aggro on us. These things are so buggy. But as you can see, even with 3, like, they're not presenting much of a threat at all. And you just go back and forth between reflect and saber block. And by the time you're missing a big old chunk of your health, you know, your heal should be up. But honestly, if you're still trying to get your lightsaber up to 1332 DPS, assuming you maxed out your saber when you crafted it on the 5th gen, this actually isn't even where you want to farm. But if you're working on kill collection, obviously you're going to be out here. We'll go to the next spot after we kill these guys. And when you are tanking these guys, I recommend having, even if you don't plan on killing them all, have at least a couple on you. Because we're not stacking any action reduction. So you want a couple on you just to keep your action bar up. And saber block's right about to go down, so we went ahead and popped our reflect. And we just kind of go back and forth on those. And we'll finish killing this guy, we'll mind check this one. Then I'll show you where you want to go to farm your crystals at. So we'll head on over to Aurelia. we are going to go to the Dark Jedi Temple Cave. We're going to pop out and we're going to go towards the entrance where Mal is at. Milan. Go ahead and get our familiar buff back. Yep, so these mobs right in here, they drop flawless power crystals, either perfect or flawless. It's basically like an ancient flawless pearl. And just the drop rate here for those crystals is a lot better than trying to farm ancients and grands for the ancient flawless pearl. And you gotta be careful, man. You don't want to, if you're by yourself, you don't want to pull more than like 3 of them. Oh, but we got 4. And again, start off with your reflect, pop your stims. I mean, honestly, my stims are more like my main heal than anything else. We'll wait till we take about 10k worth of damage, which is about half of the health bar. There we go, we got our saber block. We hit our full 10k heal. And honestly, when this first came out, and you had to get, you know, all the sabers with the different elements, like you can see I have 4 lightsabers on my toolbar for the weapon switching for Kizash. I spent hours down here with my Jedi and my Commando and my Officer and just pulling big mobs and farming them down. And man, you can tell when your saber block goes down too, because they start smacking you pretty good. But still, we'll wait till we get about 10k worth of damage, like right now. Oh, misfire. There we go. Yep, recalibrate saves the day right there. And reflex about to go down. So we'll pop saber block, get that going again. And I pop the heal stims like candy. Like, I would recommend just getting a couple stim drops before you take off. And we're getting chipped away pretty good. We'll go ahead and pop our GCW buffs. We'll get our reactive heal and our reactive action going. But yeah, that juicer heal, that 10k heal plus a heal stim can get you out of muddy water really quick. Yeah, and the reason you want to bring a Commando and an Officer is this is really slow, honestly. But having a Commando and an Officer, you know, you just bought them and bring them with you. I'll make a different video for that with the macros and all that stuff, because that's what I did. I mean, I spent several hours down here getting all my lightsabers filled up with those flawless power crystals. Because the drop rate when I was farming heavy was still like 1 about every half hour. So I spent quite a few hours down here farming up. But yeah, man, brutally slow with you know, your cookie cutter tank build. But this tank build is also what will allow you to be able to come down here without a medic and just focus on all out DPS with your 2 combat tunes. I mean, because we can hit up the 4K DPS when reflex is up, but as soon as reflex goes down, man, slow. Yeah, but as long as you got a couple on you too, you don't do too bad on action. And this guy's a little bit under half health, and we're finally just not targeting him. And that's just a combo of the 2 AoEs and Saber Reflect. Slowly chipping away at him. When I do get low on action like this, I just stop using the sweep AoE attack. Oh, and Shockwave. I just stop using both of those entirely. Unless I can squeeze it in right at the end for the kill. But yeah, guys, that's the cookie cutter build. I mean, there isn't much in the game with this build that you can't handle. Like, you can go to Shirkar, handle him pretty easily. Yeah, guys, that's it. That's the build.